Hey, booze. Oh my goodness. Welcome to another episode of Weekend Shenanigans. Oh my goodness. I'm your girl, Michelle Lawrence, coming to you live with LBC Studios. And you know, we out here doing the very most. Okay. So anyways, if you don't know what we're going to talk about today, it's a surprise. Okay. Like seriously, it's a surprise. It's not a surprise. I've been working on this all day. Okay. So anywho, we're going to be talking about bulk creating videos, and I'm going to show you my method on how I do that. So, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very entertaining and very educational. Okay. Anyways, so if you don't know me, round these streets, I am Michelle Lawrence with LBC Branding. I help you stand out so that you can make your mark in the world. The way I do that is with my MARK method. It stands for Mindset, Authenticity, Revenue, and Knowledge. I do that via classes and courses and social learning, just like this. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to make your mark. Okay, so, today, I was kind of like chillaxing and stuff. It's Father's Day at the time of taping this. And, you know, I cooked and my boys are out there having a good time. And, you know, I'm here and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what I love to do, which is talk about Canva. So anywho, if you didn't know, yes, honey, I am your Canva champion. Out here in these streets. Yes. And so one of the things I absolutely love to do is teach you how to use Canva and do all of the things. So I have a wonderful presentation set up for you today. And oh my goodness, I just can't wait. So look, if you have a Canva free account, great. You could do some of these things, but the bulk create, the stuff that we're going to do today, you need Canva Pro, boo. Yeah. That's the link, okay? And we're going to talk about it some more throughout the session. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into all of the goodness, okay? So of course, I have to like move some things around and make sure I got all of my stuff. Oh my God. Oh, now I can hear my brain. And you know when I can hear my brain, it ain't a good thing. So hold up. There you go. It's going to be on repeat. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. So today we're going to bulk create with me. Ding. Okay. So anyways, so this is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, there are two things that we're going to be using to do this bulk create, right? One, of course, is Canva, and the other is ChatGPT, as you can see on the thumbnail right there. Okay. So ChatGPT, oh my God, I unless you've been under a rock somewhere, look, it's like the bee's knees. It really, really helps me create a whole lot more. So part of what I've been struggling with is like feeling like you're on a hamster wheel and like you can't, you know, kind of like catch yourself because there's so much content to produce and there's so much that goes into what we do, right? But ChatGPT helps you create so much more. And there's so many advantages of having ChatGPT along with Canva to help you with your content. And I'll just give you a few things just to name a few. Okay. So here, just to name a few. Okay. It helps you with your branding. It helps enhance your branding. It helps boost your creativity. It helps streamline your workflow. It helps also on the ChatGPT side with content ideation and like a writing assistant. Canva also has built-in writing assistants built into it, AI built into it. So it can help you with that as well. It also helps you with content creation and prompting and all that good stuff. Okay. So, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Now, some of the things that we're going to mention today that really helped me with this particular project had to do with some things that I talked about already on this channel. So the next thing I'm going to remind you of this one particular video that I did here on the channel, and it's called We Making Donuts. Okay. So basically I'm going to go through my easy video editing, you know, the way I do it with, you know, using templates in Canva and stuff like that, how I create my own master templates and all of that good stuff. The other thing that I'm also going to do is I'm going to also mention this video here that's also on my channel. And this particular video is called creating your video background. I'm going to use some of the elements of that video also in this one so that, you know, I'm kind of building on the stuff that I'm teaching you. Okay. So, so what happened was I was making reels. Okay. So let me holler at you for a minute. Okay. I was making reels and I was about to lose my freaking mind because it was like, okay, I made a reel. I made one. And then it's like, oh, okay, it didn't take very long to make. But I kind of have like a specific beginning, a specific ending, and I change up the middle. So it wasn't a big deal. It's just doing them one at a time is for, yeah, it's not the tea. Okay. Doing them one at a time is not the tea. So, so now I was like, okay, I need to find a better way to do this. So of course, what did I do? I went to ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you the chat that, you know, how I did it, but I'll specifically show you exactly what prompt I used and all that. Okay. So let's go to ChatGPT and hold up. Let me make sure I have all of the things ready to go. Okay. So this is my chat GPT. This is one particular chat. Now, before we really get into like all of this kind of stuff. So with ChatGPT, I highly recommend that you season your bot. And I know you're probably like, season your bot? What are you talking about? I'm going to leave a card right here on that episode that we talked about seasoning your bot. Basically, letting your bot have like your brand voice and knowing, you know, your style and all that stuff so that it's not weird. You know, when it puts out stuff, it's not weird because, you know, garbage in, garbage out. But the more information you give ChatGPT, the better responses it gives, the richer responses it gives if you give it good information. So anywho, so this is the chat that I was playing in, right? And this particular chat, I labeled it inspirational tips. Okay. So here is that right here in the corner over here. And so basically these are all of the things that it created for me. Right. So, but this is a lot. This is like a long run on, like, you know, conversation that I've been having with this bot, right? So I don't want to bore you with like all of this stuff. I'm just going to pull out the little snippets so that, you know, you're able to kind of follow along. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me regroup. Where am I? Right here. Okay. So here we go. All right. So this was the specific prompt that I put into that same long conversation, because we were having conversation about inspirational tips, and that I'm, you know, one of the things that I do is mindset, authenticity, revenue, and knowledge. I told y'all, right? And all of that. And so ChatGPT understands that I am part of what I do is mindset coaching, right? And so it was able to put out a lot of really good things. So anyway, so this was the actual prompt that I asked it to do, right? And I created one of the first reels that I created was an image, and it was an image of me, and it had a quote from Coco Chanel, right? And so I asked it, hey, can you create some prose for me to write with this particular short that I did. And it was like, yeah, sure. And this is what it created for me. It created like all of these extra captions because I asked it, hey, make 30 more of them, and show me what you're working with. And it was like, okay, yeah, sure, bet. And that's exactly what it put out. I was like, oh, okay, I like this, but let's be a little bit more specific. Can you give me 30 more? Now I'm getting greedy, right? And so it was like, oh yeah, sure, no worries. And it put out more. But notice that I told it specifically to put it in a table, right? And so it did. It put it in a table for me, and it gave me the quote and the author all in one table. So knowing what I had to do in Canva, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more specific. So see, specificity. So the more specific you are when you're doing your stuff in ChatGPT, the better the outcomes, right? So here, I told it to go back and revisit the table, but I need you to make 2 columns, 1 column for the quote and 1 column for the author. And this is what it put out. It put this out. I was like, perfect. This is exactly what I need. And then I said, hey, can you give me some more of those? And it was like, great. So we did more, because some of the quotes are a little long. So then I decided, for the quotes that are longer than like 8 characters, the first 8 characters, split that into 2, and it created a second column for that one. So this is what it did for me, right? So I was like, all right, cool. Now we're gonna get, gonna have some fun. So let me show you what I was doing, me on the struggle bus, okay? So this was me on the struggle bus doing the OG version of what I was doing, okay? So here, this is the original mindset minute, right? So basically what I did was I went into Canva. Let's just go into it from the very beginning. So I went into Canva and I created a mobile video, right? And I wanted a vertical video because I'm creating reels and also creating shorts, like, YouTube shorts, right? And so the very first one that I did was a video of, me. I was kind of like, getting dressed, putting on my makeup or whatever, and just having a conversation in the mirror. And so I kind of chopped it up to make it nice and short, so it was less than a minute. And, that was my very first one. And then I put my outro. So here, let's go back. So I have my intro over here, right? This is the intro. And then I went into the verbiage and all that good stuff, and I put captions on it and everything. And then this was the outro. So then I was like, okay. So this was the Coco Chanel reference that I was talking about. So this was the second one that I started to do. And this was that image, right? And so that was the image, and the quote that I was using. And so I was like, okay, I wanted to add some more stuff to it. So I was like, you know what are you waiting for? Because I say that all the time. And then it's time to make your mark, right? And so make your mark. That's, part of my outro. And then this is the last page, and then I fade to black, right? And so the beautiful thing about making videos in Canva is so easy. It's so freaking easy. And you can put in like your animations and all that. Today is not an animation video per se or anything like that. We're not going to talk about all that other stuff. We are going to talk about some animation in today's video. However, we're going to be talking about how to bulk create this so that you're not feeling like you're on a hamster wheel, right? So this was my OG one. And so after that, I was like, all right, well, I'll just copy and paste, another section and just change out the middle. I'm like, wait a minute. What the heck are you doing? Right? This is like one long run-on video. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Nobody have time for that. So I decided, well, I've done this before a time or two, right? And I always created a master, right? And so that's kind of what I decided to do. So I'm like, let me go over here. Let me go ahead and pull this up so you can see what I'm talking about, right? And so I decided that this was what I was going to do. I was going to go ahead and create a master. And the reason why I created a master is that, the front part doesn't change. The back part doesn't change. The part that changes is the part in the middle. And that's where the donut comes in, right? So this is what we're talking about right here. Okay. So when you could use Canva to create this situation here where you create a master donut for all of these things. Now, remember, we already have the content. ChatGPT already gave us the content. So now we're going to work in Canva to create the donuts that we need so that now we can really start mass producing this stuff, right? So remember, we need to create a master donut with the intro, the changeable part in the middle, and the outro, right? And so this is basically what it is, right? We want to replace the donut hole in the middle, right? So let's go over to my master so that you can see what my master looks like. Okay, so hold on one moment. Let me go ahead and pull it up. All right, so here. Where's the master? Here it is. Okay. All right, so now let's go to the master. Okay, so this is the master right here. Okay, and so you can see what I'm talking about here, right? So here, let me go ahead and do this. All right, so these are the slides, right? Intro slide. I have 2 slides for the quote, right? And a little video of some sort. Then I have, this is the beginning of the outro, right? So all the other slides, that's the beginning of the outro, right? So let's go back into it. And you can see it's very short, right? 2.2 seconds for the intro. This right here, this is the hole, the donut hole right here, right? This part in the middle, and then this part in the back end right here, this is the ending. So it's like 2 seconds, 0.3 seconds, 0.3 seconds, 0.3 seconds, 2.5 seconds, and 0.5 seconds, right? So it's very short. It's not long at all, right? So this is my master donut. Now, the thing that's going to change when I bulk create all the pieces, this is the piece that's going to change right here. I may or may not put a long video in there or something like that. It's just B-roll, a little extra B-roll or something that I can add to it. But really, these 2 slides are the slides that I'm going to be changing, right? So super excited about that. All right. So now let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to actually do all of these things and go ahead and bulk create. Okay. All right. So, boom, this is the slide you're supposed to see. Okay. All right. So now remember, we already have the list, right? We have the list that we're going to be going to. And so I got to go back to ChatGPT so we can copy that, that list of things, and we're going to put it in, right? So here we go. All right, so let's go. Let me make sure I got the right one up. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now let's go to here. Okay. All right. So, well, let's start from the very beginning. All right. So here we go. We're at we're at Canva, right? This is like your Canva homepage. Now, to do with bulk create, you have to have a Canva Pro license. So sorry. So if you don't already have that, there is a link on your screen right now, which is lbcbranding.link/Canva. You can try Canva Pro for 30 days free with that link. So, if you're rocking the free version, go ahead and grab hold of that so that, you can kind of like play with some of the things we're going to play with. Okay. So here we go. We're starting with a blank video, a blank mobile video, right? I already put some things on here so that we can go ahead and get it going. Hey, no, I'm not streaming with StreamYard. I use Ecamm to stream. I have used StreamYard in the past, but I am an Ecammer because I am in the Mac ecosphere. So anywho's, oh yeah. All right, no worries. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I need to move this and put it down here, and hold on one second. See, now I'm having a squirrel moment. It's all good though. It's all good. Oh my gosh. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. So I will have to go back and fix this because I've been playing with my stuff. I was doing another stream and I had to go back and fix those. So anywho's, no worries. Absolutely. No worries. Thank you so much. For watching. Okay. All right. So now let's go and do that bulk create thingy, right? All right. So here we go. So this is what I created right here. So I wanted a mobile video. Now there are 2 ways that you can do it. You could either like, type it in here. You can type in mobile video, right? Mobile. you can type it in here, and then, you know, you pick mobile video. Just keep typing and mobile video will come up, right? Or you can go here and you can say create, and, you know, create mobile video. I already went ahead and did that. So, you know, because there's a lot of stuff we got to do. So I'm going to move right along. All right. So anyway, so this is what we're doing. We're doing a vertical video. We're creating reels. And so we wanted to make sure that you had a, let's see, 1080 by 1920. That's your aspect ratio. Okay. So anywho, so you have a blank canvas. Now, if you notice on the screen that you're looking at around the frame of this, it's black, and you can see like a hint of text that's in gray all the way around on the black. That is my branding. That is kind of what I do all the time. And so I wanted to create something similar, right? So the first thing I did was add my background. And in order to change the background, if you're here, right, you click on this right here, you click on your color picker right up here, right, where it says background color, and then you change it to whatever you want. Okay, so I want a black background, and so you would click here, and then now presto changeo, now you have a black background, right? And so the next thing I want to do is add my branding to it, right? And now you can see it. It's ever so slight. And I actually talk about this particular, you know, this particular trick, how I did this in that video that I alluded to in the beginning of the program. So I'll put another card right here if you're watching this on the replay, so that you can go back and kind of watch that video and see how I did it. I got inspiration by watching Nick Nimmin, and I love the way his branding looks. It's his name, and it's very, very light in the background, but it's sort of like a subliminal message, right? And so anytime you're looking at anything for him, you see that subliminal message in the back. And so I kind of like that. So I did something similar myself. And so basically what it says is LBC mark makers, because the folks who hang out here, y'all trying to make your mark. See, it's on the hat. It's called branding, people. Okay. So it's, you know, that's kind of my subliminal message that I want to always have somewhere around where you can see it. It's time for you to make your mark. Okay. So anyways, so that's what I did here. I went ahead and I created that subliminal message as part of my background. And it's so dark in that, you know, you got to squint to see it. It's there though. Okay. So the next piece that we got to do is now we have to add our placeholders for what we need to do, right? So if we're going to do quotes, we need a spot for the quote, and then we need a spot for the author, right? And so here we have the placeholders for it. So if you've never done this before, basically all you got to do to create a text box, you would either press the T on your keyboard or just click text here. And if you click here, now this, the text, inspector will come up, and you can put in your brand text, or they'll have like other things that you can choose from. You know, you could do whatever you want at this point. I already put in, you know, the values that I wanted. Basically, it's like a quote, and then down here, this is the space for the author. Okay, so those are my placeholders. Now, the next thing I want to do is edit the timing of things, right? So I know you're probably like, timing, what are you talking about? Remember, this is a video, and here is the playhead right here, right? This right here. So if I click this right here, you see how that comes in, and then the here, let's play it again, right? See how the quote comes in, right? And then the author comes in at the end, right? And then everything kind of wipes away. Now, the way I did that, the way I played with that was click on these three, the ellipsis right here, right? And then, hang on a second, this is in my way. Whoops, nope, wait, sorry. Before you click on those things, first highlight one of the text boxes. Okay, so you highlight the text box and click on the ellipsis right here. Click on more, and then you see this where it says show timing. Click on that. Notice what happens to the timeline down here. Okay, so I'm gonna move the playhead back to the beginning, And this box, this text box, this one here that we're doing, it's showing up for the entire portion. So if I click this, you notice that that comes up for the entire portion, right? Now, before that happens, I'm gonna move this back here, right? This is kind of where this was complete. Now, this is where I want the author piece to come in. So now what I'm gonna do is click on this part, the author, and then click there and oops, here we go. So now you can see the timing of the author. So if you ever wanted to see the timing of both, right? This is how you do it. So I would highlight both of those, right? Then click this button and then show timing, right? And so now here, this grouped area, you see this is the group icon, but if I wanted to separate it out, I click this one with the little arrow. And now you can see where the timing starts for the quote and then where the timing starts for the author. Okay. So I already figured out how I wanted it to be. Once the quote is complete, as it comes on the page, then I want the author to come on afterwards. And that's kind of what I want to do. So now that we have those two pieces in place, now it's time to bulk create all of the other things that we just did in ChatGPT. Okay. So let's go to ChatGPT. Okay. Now, remember we had one of these that had, hold on, I gotta find it now. Here it is. Okay. So this is the part of, when I asked it to create two columns, right? So you can see, this is that long chat and I just pulled out the pieces so you can see it, right? And so what I want to do is copy this entire table, and we're going to bring all of this, we're going to bring all of this into Canva. Okay, so I'm just going to copy it. Okay, notice I clicked on author and quote also. Okay, and so now let's copy, and now we're going to go into this little test thingy right here. All right, and what we're going to do is over in this column right here, I may have to take myself off of the screen so that you can see. Go into apps, right? And oh my God, I've been playing with this. This is so good. That's another show for another day. But where you want to go is to bulk create, right? So in bulk create, now it says add your data. So enter manually. We want to clear the table. And because remember when we were in ChatGPT, I told you to like highlight the word quote and the word author. This is how you're going to paste all of that. Click up here in this one box next to the T and then paste. And then it'll put everything in there. This way you don't have to use Excel or anything like that. Just copy and paste it, okay? I've seen other videos where people are like, oh yeah, I put this on an Excel spreadsheet and then I brought it in. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Copy and paste it, put it straight in there, right? So now you have your column for your quote, and then you have your column for your author, right? And so go ahead and click done. Now, notice that now these two fields came up because, they were the headers of those particular columns. So now what we want to do is to connect everything, right? And so when I click, then I'll go ahead and hit continue. Oh, okay, here we go. So now we gotta like connect the stuff, right? So let's go over to the actual placeholders. Remember, we have the placeholders here, right? So we're going to click on the quote, and now we're going to click on those dots, and now we're going to connect the data, right? Hold on. Let's gotta move this out of the way. All right. So now we're going to connect the data. And so we're going to click quote because that's where the quote is going to go, right? And then now we're going to go here. Don't worry about that. Okay. Don't worry about what happened. Just leave it where it is. We're going to do the same thing for the author. So we're going to connect that to the author. Okay. So that is exactly what we need to do. And notice over here in this corner, now this purple button is ready. It's like, all right, everything is connected. Let's continue. And so now it populated all of that information that we put in there, all 30 of the quotes, right? And it's asking, it says generate 30 pages. I'm like, heck yeah. So now it's going to generate those 30 pages. Okay. And so now we have 30 pages. Come back. Oh my gosh. It actually did it in, it actually did it so that I could do it in one fell swoop. But you know, there was one thing. I'm glad I did this because now I have to, hang on 1 second. 1 second. I have to fix this. Give me 1 second. The beautiful thing is I can go back to this because it creates a separate one, right? So this one right here, I'm going to leave that right there. Now, this is what I meant to do right here. So I need to get rid of all of these. These were just for your information. So let me get rid of that. I'm just going to delete this page, delete this page. I'm going to delete this page. Okay. All right. So back to this. All right. So we're going to start back. Okay, let me delete this page. All right. All right. So now this is what I needed to do here. Oh goodness. I shouldn't have deleted that page. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going to delete this page. All right. Yeah. Cause this is the one, this is what I need right here. So it has the timing, right? And everything, all that, right? Okay. I'm going to delete this page here. The original. This is kind of where I need it to be. And we're going to regenerate those 30 pages. Okay. So here we go. Boom. See, it opened up a whole nother thing and it's going to generate all those 30 pages for me. Okay. Okay. Why is it tripping? Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 freaking minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Hang on a second. Let's select all. Let's go back. Okay. So we're going to come back. We're going to come back to this. Let's go back to this here. And so let's come back here. Let me just fix this. Let me just fix this. It worked in my practice. And now because I'm live, it's tripping. Hold on. Connect data, author. All right. It says connect. All right. Cool. All right. Apply. Okay, now generate 30 pages. Let's go. All right, so there, it did it. Yeah, yes, okay. It did it. It did it. Okay. All right. So now I have 30 pages. Okay. And some of them I know, you know, need more than 2 pages because it was a long quote. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through and get the long quotes and then fix them. Okay. So these are my 30, the pieces, the donut holes, the pieces that go inside the hole, right? Remember? All right. So let me come here. You could just kind of like look at it. It's like, all right, you know, I need to fix it. I need to move this down here. Okay. So now you're adjusting, right? And it's like, okay, that looks halfway decent. So it's already got the timing already built into it because remember, we did the timing, we did everything, right? And so now you can see all of that, right? Now this little green thing on the bottom was just me showing, you know, it's just like showing you, just teaching you what I'm doing, right? But you don't need this green. I don't need this green thing in here. I'm gonna move it. But I wanted you to see how I did this. Okay. Now this one is really long. So this one is going to probably be a twofer, or I might just change the size of it a little bit just so that I can kind of get it in there. Yeah, there you go. That works. Okay. And then let's see. But the only thing is that's a lot of prose. So you know what I'm gonna do? This right here, I can take this out, and I could take this out, and I could take this out, right? And then just move this down a little bit, because I want, you know, spatially I need it to look right. But the moral of the story is, right, because this right here is just, you know, just me just teaching you how to do this. That little green thing is not going to be there, even though it does look kind of tight. I don't know. I might have to like maybe change it and put something else there. Maybe I'll put like LBC branding or something there, right? But I'll come back and I can go back and fix that. But see this right here, now you have all of this, which is nice because, you know, you got everything that you need. And now you don't have to like recreate this thing one at a time like I was doing like an idiot, right? And so now you could like just kind of tweak it a little bit. You know, this stuff, you don't need all this extra stuff, right? You know, tweak it a little bit so that, you know, it doesn't look crazy. And after you tweak all the pieces, right, now you have all of these donut holes to go into the master, right? So remember, now I have to like put this as test up here so I'll know, because I'm gonna like I'm gonna delete all the rest of them, right? So this is gonna be test, and this is gonna be test bulk create, right? Okay. All right, so the other ones, these other ones that it was like doing stupid stuff, I'm just gonna delete all of those. And so I can go to like my Canva, the front of my Canva, because I'm OCD and now I want to like make sure it goes away. But you know, I could chuck all of those. Okay, those all go away, and I could go to the front of my Canva here, and let me just see. I labeled the one that I want. Oh my God. Yeah, this one is crap. So I could put that in trash. And this one is 150. I know that this one was crap, so I can throw that in garbage too. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, because the one that I had was 30 pages, so I can put that in trash. Right. Okay. And so this was the one that we were playing with. So yeah. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Right. And so you created all of the pieces, the pieces of the donut that goes in the hole, right? And so now we're going to end up going back to our master. So remember, this is our master, right? And let me show you how you can pull the pieces that you just made, all 30 of them, into your master. Now I'm going to show you my master, right? How I do it, right? So let's go back to home. Okay. Now I create, when I'm doing this, I create a project, right? And so the project is motivational reels. And so here are the ones that I've already created. Okay. And so this is my OG one. This is my master, right? And these are my quotes. I already created mine. The one that we just did, that was just a test. So these are the ones that I created. Okay. And this is how I labeled them. I put little emojis on there for the ones that were, so I know which one, so I don't want to get like all mixed up, because when you're making all these things, sometimes you could get mixed up and then you delete the wrong one, right? So these are all of the ones that I created, right? And then some of them have part 1 and part 2. So here's a part 1. This is a part 1, part 2, because this quote was really long. So I split it in half, right? And so, and I made sure that the timing was right too. But we just went through all of that. So these are all of the quotes that I did, that I'm using for my reels, right? And so these are all of those ones here, right? So now let's go to the master, right? And so you can see this is the master. Now I create, basically what I do is I make a copy of the master. I don't mess with the master. I want to make sure that I always have the master. So I pinned it up here so it's always there. But in order to make another episode, right, as you see, I have like all of these episodes, and I put these little emojis on here to, you know, be a visual indicator that I'm working on this one. I haven't started this one yet, so it's a red light. This is a green light because I've already completed that one. I completed this one, I completed this one, and I'm working on this one, right? And so basically all I did was I made a copy of the master. So I'm gonna create 12 because I have 9, 10, and 11, right? So basically all I did was come here, make a copy, and here I'm gonna go ahead and label it. So this is now going to be episode 12, right? And then I'll go back and I'll put the red ball on there. I'm using a different computer, so I don't have my emoji keyboard on this computer, but I'll go back and fix that. So I know that this is episode 12, and this is one that I'll have to like fix. Okay. So let's go to one of these that I already have things in here. Remember, this is just a copy of the master, right? And all I need to do is pull in one of those quotes that I already created into this little slot right here, right? So in order to do that, what I do, I go into my projects over here, projects, and I go see all, and I'm looking for the one that has its quotes with the emojis. Now I could do that, or I can just go straight to the folder, because I put everything in folders for that very reason, because oh my goodness, I create so much stuff, I'd be looking forever, right? And so here are my quotes right here. So I can open this, and these are all of my quotes, the timing, everything done. We did all of that already. Remember, we just did that. So now what I want to do is replace this. So this master has a space for 2. So if I had a long quote, I could put the first half here and the second half there. If I have a short quote, I delete one. And then all I got to do is find a nice video or something that would, complement, B-roll that will complement the actual quote. So let's just go ahead and just do one, right? So let's see. Let me do one that I haven't done before. Let's do this one. All right. So what I'm going to do is just replace this right here with this one. And I said, replace current, and boop, there it is. Look at that. Now I'm gonna delete this, and let me go back to the quote. Let me read it. See if it makes sense. I want to change the timing of this, and let's change the timing to, so that it's like 5 seconds. Okay, so now it's 5 seconds, right? But still the overall timing of it is 27 seconds. So, if I do a 30-second short, that's perfect, right? So now let's see. Let's go back and let's run it. Hang on. Okay, let's run it. You have the power to create the life you want. Unknown. Okay, so now the image or the video that I want to put here would be, something that would be beneficial, something that would, send that message, right? So now what I can do is look in here and put in, let's see, what's a good keyword? Let's see, you got the power. All right. That's it right there. This is it right here. I'm gonna just put that in there, take Enjoy the Journey out, and see, look at that. Oh my God, right? So now that makes so much sense, right? Awesome. The only thing I would do is move her over just a little bit. Yeah. So I could frame her up real good. So hang on a second. Let's look at that again. That's perfect. Perfect. Right? What are you waiting for? It's time for you to make your mark. Now this one is done. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And so now this one is complete. And now all you got to do is rinse and repeat. So guess what? You already got all of them done, right? You already got all of them done. All you got to do is rinse and repeat. So make copies of your master, switch out that little piece of the donut. Boom. Now you have 30 shorts that now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go schedule all of that stuff on YouTube so it just goes out automatically. So I'm not on a hamster wheel running around like a chicken with my head cut off talking about, oh my God, it's Sunday and I got to make a short. No, I made 30 of them. Okay. That was quick. I'm just saying. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I really, really hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have. You know, if you have any burning questions, I'm here. Let's go ahead and get into it. And, you know, I hope that this actually helps you because, oh, it sure helped me. Okay. So let's close out by saying this. Let's see. Let me go back to my whatchamacallit. Where is it? Girl, I got so much stuff open here. I just have to close all of this stuff. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And you know, you got the most out of it, which is great. So, but for those of you who haven't yet done this, okay, look, this is what you need to do. All right. If you are out here in these streets rocking a Canva free account and you want to be able to do stuff like what I just showed you, that bulk create, this is what you need. You need that Canva Pro license. And so if you go to lbcbranding.link/Canva, you can pick up a 30-day free trial of that, of Canva Pro so that you can do stuff like that too and really help, you know, not be a squirrel on a hamster wheel trying to catch up. Okay. And then also I have these two videos here that I mentioned these two videos earlier, that if you wanted to kind of like see how I created, you know, how we make the video donut, so you can watch those videos. This is the donut video right here. You know, it'll show you how to create your video master, a video donut, so that things that you do all the time, you know, if you do like these reels, or if you do, I usually make little commercials or whatever. I used to do those all the time. You know, it's super easy to do. Hey, Obs. Hey, Boo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're about to get off now. Oh my goodness. But there's always a replay too. I'm so glad you caught me live. So yeah, so that's this one right here, the video donut one. And then the one that's up here, that one was showing you how I did that background that says mark makers all over that background. That's the video showing you how I created that. And I did all of this stuff in Canva. Y'all, Canva is thebomb.com. I don't know if you know, but Canva is thebomb.com. And so what are you waiting for? Like literally. What are you waiting for? It's time for you to make your mark. Okay, so we out. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to leave all the links and everything afterwards. Child, I was working up until the last minute, but you know what? It worked out good. Oh my goodness. Obs, she's like, yep, yep, one of your favorites. I love them too. I love them too much. Okay. I need to go work out. But it works out for me because it helps me be more productive in my video production. So anywho, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys, have a good rest of the day, and we will be back next week for another episode of Weekend Shenanigans. Deuces. See you next week.